I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving! The show goes on! This is my home!
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Say hello to my little friend! It's a man, baby! Fuck you, retard!
Oh, behave. Yeah. Why so serious?
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
I am Iron Man.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Welcome to the Man Show. I'm Mr. Cav Manning along with my cohort, Mr. Billy Body.
Hey, no guests today. Have just been way too busy. I'm barely staying awake right now.
You're a fucking jet setter, and I always tell everybody I talk to, I go, I am amazed by the amount of stuff you do and are able to do. I'm like, the lifestyle, I think you should be the fucking guest on the show, because the lifestyle that you are able to have is fucking wild to me. For one, you have a mindset of being able to just do whatever the hell you want to do, and not like you don't have that gene, I don't think, where you worry about the future or anything. You live day to day.
I worry about dying a lot, so that's probably why I do this kind of stuff, because I just think, you know what, I could be dead. Like recently when I was feeling ill and I had like all the symptoms for cancer, and was looking in the toilet and I was like, oh, I just took a black shit, so that's it. Like 3 to 5 years to go maximum. And yeah, I just even in the end that turned out okay. I still always have that like mindset in terms of, I just think to myself, I need to live until my kid gets to 21 and make sure he's all sorted, and then it's all a bonus after that. So but I don't save and all that, because I just feel that my parents have money and they have like properties and stuff. So, and they don't give me shit because we don't really get on. But
what did they do for a living? I mean, are they well off, your parents?
My dad used to have his own like courier company, so he had a lot of money, and then he like squandered loads of it in trying to be a restaurateur, which he failed at miserably. Because
what kind of food?
A continental.
Okay.
Which is like steaks and ducks but you know, so he liked going to restaurants, so he decided to open a restaurant. And the thing is that even to this day, even though he failed at it and had to change his restaurant to a bar,
it's like the Seinfeld episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't serve spaghetti. You got to serve Indian food.
You said change.
Very bad man.
Yeah, but it's the thing is, it wasn't his food. It was just it's just that all he knew was how to make the food. Like, he didn't know how to get anybody in. And the thing is that the guy who had it before him had loads of people going to Wembley Stadium, because it's right by Wembley Stadium. And Wembley Stadium used to do a lot more events, and it used to have a high clientele living around there and not just going to the football. Now people go there for the football, and then they want to get the fuck out of Wembley ASAP. So if he wants to make money on the concert days, he needed to convert it to a bar, because the turnover of a bar is around 5,000 to 6,000 per an event. That's because people drink, and he puts the price of a pint of lager up to £5 or £6 a lager, and people have like 4 or 5. Whereas if they have a meal once, they sit there, they don't spend any more money, and the maximum he could make was 2,000. So the thing is that he really, really needed to smash it when they do have events, because there's no classy clientele in the area that he had a restaurant in. Whereas before, the guy that had it before him, he was selling it because he could see it was on the decline. And my dad first bought it, and for the first 5 years, the stadium was being refurbished, which is why he got it for cheaper. So basically, he failed as a restaurant, and he still sits in restaurants. And we just had it in fucking Barcelona, where I was with him and my son, and he was going, "Oh, this is not very good, and this burger's burnt, and this pasta's not right, and all this kind of shit." It's so fucking annoying. It's like, look.
Oh, he judges
this.
every place now because he's from that world.
Oh, he judges the service, the rest, like the food. He could do better, but he tried to do it better and he didn't work. So he lost it. He wasted a load of his money on that, and then he got like rinsed in the divorce too. So and then my mum like married another guy who has loads of money too. So she's like really sorted because she has her own properties, and she has like a share of like my dad's money, and this other guy she's with has properties. So basically the point is that when they kick the bucket, they can skip me out completely because I'm all right with I had my big payout from Big Brother and I didn't waste all of it, and ever since then I have been like pretty much spending everything I get because the savings I have is not enough to buy a house, because the way I make my income, no bank's going to give me a mortgage because they're going to be like, "What do you do?" And I'll be like, "Well, I do this." So they'll be like, "Well, is that safe enough income stream,
That's true,
revenue stream for us to give you a mortgage?" It's like they want me to put down around about 60% of the property. And the thing is that we also don't believe in it. There's this whole like ethos that's passed down, and it's mainly passed down to Asian kids, because like my cousins are full on Asians and I'm more mixed. Whereas like, so my parents didn't really know how to raise me, whereas they're very much raised in you go to school, you go to college, you go to uni, and then you get a good job, and then you get married, and then you buy a house, right? So
yeah.
But I didn't do any of that. My brother's done it all in that same order, and he doesn't have one of those jobs either that are pushed into getting Asians. A lot of Asians are doctors and things like that, or going into business or whatever. But he works for MTV, so he doesn't have that kind of job either. But he did follow the college, uni, job, house route and wife route. But I stopped at uni and then went on to Big Brother and then just did my own thing. So, but yeah, it is tiring, like the travel and also like sometimes I'm paying like twice for this shit. Like taking Austin is paying for everything twice, which is what we just did for this last trip.
You know, what was their reaction when you told them you were going to be on Big Brother?
We're really interviewing me. Like that's how we're compensating.
I think there's a lot of fascinating things from your life. That's what I'm gonna fucking do until we get to NFL, because there's some questions that I think everybody wants to know. Like
this wasn't on my list. I had NFL. Fuck NFL. What the fuck am I? I don't want to fucking bet on NFL anymore.
That's a broken record until you hit the jackpot and you're gonna go, "This is the greatest thing I've ever fucking done."
You know, the fucking thing is like, we'll get back to what you want to talk about in a minute, but the thing is like, when I'm out, like when I'm done, and it's like I was so fucked off when Ben Roethlisberger got injured, and then the Green Bay are holding on. That's another one of my bets.
Yeah.
And then so I scrapped through to the morning. So like God keeps me involved in it, and then I fucking miss everything in the evening as well. Like, so I had the over in the Rams Saints game, which was my biggest bet. I lost on that. I had this teaser that was running where I needed Oakland to lose by under 14 points, and they didn't. They lost by 18, and they were 10 up as well in that game.
Yeah.
The other part in the teaser was the under 50 in the Texans Jags game. So the second half of that parlay lost. So I've now lost the two bets. I'm 1-3 going into the evening, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have a tiny bit of money left in this account. I think, fuck it, I'll throw it on Atlanta. I win. Then I think, fuck it, I didn't really want any action on Monday, but I'll throw all of that on the Browns. And these are small bets. Like, I've got like £40 in an account, which becomes 80. And then I throw 80, and I throw the 80 on the Browns, and that becomes 160. And now I'm back in. It's like, I've lost more than that. But I went on the two game winning streak. Remember I texted you actually, and you said, what do you like for these games?
Yeah.
I said, I like the Falcons and the Browns for the last two.
Yes.
Right. You probably got the text there. And it was like, and I actually bet those with a little bit of money that I had left in one of these accounts where it was like £42.80 or some shit. And that became like £80. And I just bet that again on Cleveland last night. And now the account is up to like a reason. I can make a reasonable bet again on Thursday. I'm not going to play Thursday because Thursday's game is a joke. But I mean, it's just like, so I keep getting sucked back into it. I quit. I'd fully quit when New Orleans were not going to cover that Monday. And when I say quit, right, I don't mean like I'm not going to bet the NFL again because I have clients that
We know better. That's why.
But what I mean is I'm talking about the stakes, like in terms of, so I consider a unit to be $100, right?
Mm-hmm.
And 2 units is 200 and 3 units is 300 and so forth. I was looking at coming down to half unit bets only and parlays. So that's what I meant by quit. I meant like, look, I'm going to put a couple of teams together, $50 parlays, and that will be me. I still have an interest in it. If I win, I'm happy. If I lose, I don't care. That's what I meant by quit. I didn't, obviously, I was never, I'm addicted gambler.
You just stop. You're a dick, yes.
Yeah. I'm an addict. So
That's going to start the show next time. I'm going to just chop that up and just go, I'm a dick.
So when I say quit, it's like when people like say they want to give up smoking and they try and go down from like 40 a day to like 5 a day. So that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to stop smoking 40, and I was going to get down to 5 because this sport, it's really. I think it's one of the least skilled sports to bet on. I really do. Like, I mean, I really think it's down to like, because I have had so many back doors where I've looked at the game for like 50. You can use that too.
Yeah.
Where I've been on top of the game for 57 minutes. Like last year, when I had the Saints to win the Super Bowl, and what happened to me there? That was just. I mean, what happened to a lot of people there? That's just ridiculous. There's no way that you can factor skill into that situation. But anyway, we'll get to it when we'll talk about it. Because I know you've not had a great time with it either. I mean, that Bears game in itself.
I swear to God, I'm going balder as we fucking speak because of these. I really wish that I just didn't have a team. I would enjoy football and watch everybody and be, oh, this is great. It's so nice for your life. But now it's almost like I have multiple teams because of the fucking money I have on people. And one team. It will always be one team that fucks me. And I'm always telling, everyone, I go, I got $5 on this game. But the problem is, it's not the lost money, because I'll put $5, but I'll do a parlay of 6 fucking teams. So I win 500. And it's like, there is one fucking team. I had 14. It was Bills, Patriots, Cowboys, Texans. The fucking Texans, you cocksuckers, don't cover 8.5. There goes that fucking bet. And then I have Rams, Kansas City, Cowboys, Bills, and the fucking Chargers. They fuck me. I do a side bet by itself. Chicago, under and -2. Well, fuck me. How in the fuck? This has to be all fixed. There's no fucking way. Another one.
I was sitting there watching that game. Like I was watching the WWE with my son in a hotel, and so I had to give him my laptop. So I was watching the NFL on the betting screen, and I'm sitting there watching it, right? And Denver, Chicago's like 4th and 10. Oh, I'm good. 4th and 10. Oh, that's it now. 4th and 10.
Yeah.
4th and 10. And it's like, what's going on here? Like, is this the same 4th and 10? like I don't understand what's going on here with the and I tell you, I logged out of my account and logged back in to see what was wrong with the in play.
Yeah,
because it kept telling me it was like 4th and 10. When
like it's got to be stuck,
and it'd been on there for like 4 minutes, and then eventually, like, I catch because you have to keep your eye on it. Mm-hmm. And what happens is once there's plays in play, this yellow line moves up the pitch. So when I see that what it means by what it must have happened with this 4th and 10 is that it's because I see the yellow line now by the goal line now, is that they must have converted like 3 4th and 10s And it was nothing wrong with the betting screen. It's just that Chicago, all of a sudden, despite containing them for 58 minutes, and me having, and this is exactly what I'm saying, being exactly right in my write-up about how this game would play out, where I was like, don't worry about Trubisky, can't get any worse. But this defense, the Denver aren't going to be able to move the ball against this defense, and Chicago will only need to score 17 to cover the spread. That was right. 17 would have covered the spread, but
it's, for one, the quarterback's bad. I've resigned to say this. I mean, it is a mirror of the last couple seasons. There's a guy running across, and he'll throw it over the guy's head when he's open. You're like, it's not a bomb down the sideline. It's across the middle over the guy's head. Shit like that. And I'm like, it sucks because the guy's a good guy. He's a hard worker. He's always there. The team likes him. He's a leader. He's got everything except for fucking ability. And it's like, I would love him to be the fucking guy because of everything else. But hey, if you're a good guy and you do your job poorly, it doesn't matter how nice you are. You're going to get fucking let go. So it's, and then on top of all of it, they passed on fucking Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to kill myself. They would have won 5 Super Bowls in a row if they had fucking Mahomes. I don't have a fucking doubt. With that defense and him running the offense, I'd be like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. So that's a fucking painful thing that they moved up to get a fucking guy number 2 and he's fucking no good. Because I'm like, it's just certain teams that always will have the same type of luck all the time. Like, they've always had great running backs and good defense and fucking zero offense because they can't get a quarterback. It's been that way, like, for even McMahon, who won the fucking Super Bowl. The defense was fucking crazy, obviously. And so it was like, he was good. He was all right. But it wasn't some fucking world beater where it was hand him the fucking ball. He's going to take care of shit. They've never had like fucking Rodgers or fucking, Brady, all that kind of shit. It's since Sid Luckman in the fucking 20s before I was fucking ever even a gleam in my father's eye. So these are the fucking issues. But betting on things, there has always been the one that will fuck me, because my final fucking attempt was I put $8 to win 100. I said, okay, I want $100. Let me get these things together. So I did Kansas City, and I did Chicago, which was my push again, and the Browns and fucking Philly. And I'm like, Philadelphia, you fucking slob motherfucker. Like I told you, I will never bet on Atlanta again. And meanwhile, though, Atlanta then fucking win. I'm like, it hit the guy in the hands that was down the fucking sideline. And he drops it. And then it's like they finally get ahead in this game where I'm like, good, I got money here. And they fucking end up doing, Julio Jones catches a fucking 2-yard pass and runs for 80. And it's like, what the fuck? Because the one that I had, it was Dallas, Philly, Kansas City, and Buffalo. That's the one I would have won for $10, $130. And it's fucking Philly. I needed them to win by more than 1 point. And remember, they went up by like fucking 1 or something. And I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Where I'm like, everything's fixed. Because how in the fuck does anybody know that this is, it should end up like this? It's like, what?
Let me. Well, do you want to do NFL now? Or do you want to
you know what? We might as well. Yeah.
And then you want to go back to what you wanted to say at the end.
Yeah.
All right. So get this statistic at the start of the season, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know the handicap lines. You know how they set them. You know how they set the handicap lines for the favorite minus.
Oh yeah, I know that's
not
yes,
how they do it.
sure.
No, I'm just saying, like you're aware of
yes.
the handicap lines, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what the record was coming into the season in favor of the favorite? 1,910 against 1,900.
Really?
There was a 10-game difference of all time since they started doing this, since they started gambling. That's how good they are at setting the lines. All time there was a 10-game difference because they were doing this whole thing about NFL 100 and whatever, and that was actually a statistic. It was like the favorite has covered the spread. 1,000 is up 1,910 to 1,900. So that kind of makes the point for you.
It's fucking there. Even Steven.
Yeah, pretty much. They're pretty much like that, and that's pretty much how that's their job to make it like that.
I don't even know how that's fucking possible. I mean, what do they? I picture a room with a bunch of guys fucking reading stats and going, well, this guy, each fucking guy on the line usually allows this much yards when fucking in there, and this guy usually rushes this much, and then they kind of do the math together and figure that out. I can't. I mean, obviously these people do it for a living, so they have 10 hours a day that they're fucking doing this. But to land that fucking close, where it's always fucking right there, where I'm like, I look at things and I go, this should be fucking. They should win by fucking 10. Like I've been since doing it with you like this for a while. I get scared. Like I always go. 8 points. What's the difference? They're going to win by more than a fucking touchdown. It'd be more than 8, obviously. And now I go, fuck this. I'm not fucking doing it unless it's 7.5. I'll be like, for half a point, I won't fucking bet on it because we've been there too many fucking times where it'll be, 7 and where it was 6.
It's important to shop around. 100%. You should shop around.
That's the problem. I have the one site. Like, we don't have as many options. And in California, of all places, it should be the gambling capital of the fucking country, California, and they're not allowed yet. And I got that DraftKings app, and I went to go try to do it, and they go, "Oh, your state hasn't allowed gambling yet. You could deposit money, but I'm like, what the fuck? So I gotta wait to be able to do certain sites, but other sites allow me to do it, which is weird because I do betonline.ag. I was doing that, and that's I haven't been able to withdraw because it's like I'd win a little bit, so it would just like, well, I don't have to put in money next week, so it would just roll over and keep going. So I'm like, all right, and like now I have like $34 in there or something, but when I'm going by 10s and 5s, it lasts me a long time because I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 combinations that I did last week. And it was $10, $5, $5, fucking $8, $7, shit like that. So it lasts me, and I'm like, okay, I'm trying to get the most of my money. Like the lowest is, $5 for $60, shit like that, where you go, okay, just fucking a couple here. That I get all that money back that I even put in on one bet. Who cares? And then I also did the college one that I sent you. And I know fucking zero about college. And I just listened to the guy I always listen to. And they had like, oh, what's your best picks of the week? Him and his co-hosts, 3 people. And each of them picked 2 games. And I'm like, fuck it, $5 on all that. And I think one of them fucking lost right off the bat. Like, they win, but not by the 50 in college that the point spread is, So that was just out the window. But for the most part, like, I was scared to death. I did it on one of them where I bet the Patriots because they were fucking 18.5. I'm like, that's a fucking lot. And that actually came through for me, but the Texans fucked me because they couldn't win by more than 8.5. Like, with a backup quarterback. I'm like, you fucking assholes. So,
who do you think's more likely to be in the playoffs this year? Your first team or the Bears, or your second team is San Francisco 49ers?
I said the Niners, remember on our first show, I said the Niners would win their first 2 games and lose all the fucking rest. I've changed that to, I think they will beat Arizona. I think that's possible. Even though last year they fucking lost twice to Arizona. It was like, that was the only game Arizona won. But now I'm thinking because of this next week, because of no Roethlisberger, I'm like, they might win this one. But the thing is, everyone starts jerking off about the Niners. Oh, look how good they look. Look how good. They've played fucking Winston and then fucking played Cincinnati. They're not fucking world beaters, although I did think Cincinnati would fucking win.
There was a lot of money on Cincinnati at the weekend.
Yeah, because they look so good against the fucking Seahawks. And then it was like Andy Dalton remembered.
Seahawks are good.
Well, Seahawks, Seahawks are always, as long as they have that quarterback. That's what they're very Packer-esque. Once the quarterback is gone, I think Seattle would be awful. I mean, he was running for his life with the Bengals thing, and they still fucking won, and he was getting sacked left and right. There's just those quarterbacks that could fucking, win. You go, okay, I trust this guy. He's just always going to fucking win for me. But other than that, I was surprised Andy Dalton became the fucking shitty Andy Dalton that he's used to being, and he was fucking garbage. I turned that game off pretty quick, and I was like, well, all right, that's fucking done. Garoppolo, he got like 3 touchdowns and an interception, but at the same time, you're like, I'm still waiting to see how he's going to be, because I think he's not going to be that great. I think he's serviceable. I said that on my show the other week. I think he's in that Mitch category. A little bit better, but he does the same stare down guys, and throw to the same place, shit like that. But I want to see when they go against a good team and see how that fucking works. Like, I think Pittsburgh will be at least a little bit of a challenge a little bit. But when it comes down to it, you go, well, if that other quarterback is terrible, they're going to be intercepting it left and right. And you give a short field, it doesn't matter how good you are. You constantly give up the ball at the 30-yard line, you're going to get fucked up.
All right, should we actually have a look at this week's actual spread so we talk about the stuff within the confines of that?
Yeah, let's go. I like to do what my thoughts are for the spreads. That seems to work.
Oh, you want to do the guessing stuff?
Yes, I like that.
All right, so we'll start with the Thursday night football.
Mm-hmm.
Let me bring up the odds first. Hold on. I was just about to throw to it because I know it off by heart because I've just been looking at it. But actually, I'm just realised we need the whole list up. So it's Tennessee at Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm. This is very difficult because Tennessee, I don't know which team's going to fucking show up. Part of me actually thinks the fucking Jaguars will win. God. Oh, boy. You know what? I'll say Jaguars, and they're favored by 2.5.
No, the Titans are favourites by 1.5. But that does look like it's going to move to 2 at some point. I don't know either, because when Tennessee beat Cleveland, I expected them to win this week.
Oh yeah, and they're home. Like, the fuck.
And the Colts obviously don't have luck, and I figured they would be like a 5-11 team.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't look like they are, because they played the Chargers hard into overtime the week before as well. So they actually might be good. Whereas Tennessee, I don't know what they are, but then I don't know what Cleveland are, because I don't know what the Jets are. So it's all like, we don't know anything after 2 weeks. That's the problem. And the thing is that the Jags losing 13-12 at the Texans really isn't a bad showing by the Jags, especially not by their defense, because the Texans the week before looked pretty decent, and now all of a sudden it's like, who's going to win this? Who's going to win this division? Because Tennessee don't want it. Colts look like the best team, even though they're 1-1. I've got money on the Texans, and I'm not happy about that. Even though they're 2-0, I'm not confident about that at all. And the Jags, even though they started 0-2, this quarterback might actually be okay, especially at home. And then the Thursday night home team does usually win, whereas this season the home teams are 0-2 to start with. So everything is fucked. Like, this is just so difficult this season so far.
Yeah, I would stay away from the game for the most part, but if I had to pick, I would go with Jaguars at this point, just because they're not horrible. It is a rookie quarterback playing that looks like Joey Ryan. But like I said, they're at home. I think the Titans are up and down. Mariota's very up and down.
What about its total?
Oh, boy. Fucking total. Total should be... I'm thinking like 35 tops.
No, it's 40. So
See, I almost said 40, and I'm like, I can't imagine it being 20-21. You know?
Yeah, so that's why I was looking at the total because the last time Jags played, there was only 25 points in it. So, I mean, and defensively, you can't really take into consideration what Mahomes did to them because he's going to do that to a lot of teams.
Yes.
But we'll see. I'm going to try and resist the temptation to play this when it's the only thing on Thursday. So we'll see. Up next, my Packers hosting the Denver Broncos. We are pretty much already in the playoffs at this point. So I'm just trying to see. I'm just making sure that we secure that.
However, there is that quarterback curse that's going around. Everyone is catching the flu here. So you better watch out because the Grim Reaper is knocking on Rodgers' door.
It's all the good ones, too.
It is. It's like,
it's amazing like how Brady can be.
Well, he's a vampire.
Almost retiring at this point. He should be retiring, and he never gets injured.
No, he's had one major injury his whole career.
Yeah.
Week 1 out for the whole season. That was that. But
didn't a guy come in and get 11-5 that year?
Yes, and they missed the playoffs. They actually did not win the fucking division. It was like, what in the world? That was Matt Castle, and it was like, wow, look at this, and they missed the fucking playoffs. It's like, well, I guess it is Belichick. You know what? It's funny. I watched I said I was putting the main game last week on the big TV. I picked the main game that I want to really watch, and all the rest have other games. And I had Packers and Minnesota. I said, this is going to be a fucking punch in the mouth game. I would like to see this. And 2 minutes in, it's fucking 21-0. And I go, well, I turn the channel. I go, well, this is a fucking bore. And especially on a team that I don't fucking like. What the fuck am I watching this for? And I turn on later, and I kind of changed my mind about, well, they're this juggernaut because I go, after the fucking opening minute of the second quarter, they didn't score ever again. I go, how in the fuck is that possible? That it's like the other team said, okay, now I've figured out what they do, and it's not going to happen anymore. It was that much of a switch they put on there, and then all of a sudden, if it wasn't for, Kirk Cousins is Kirk Cousins. They could have had a fucking win. But I was very startled by that they came out that quick, and just as quick, it stopped.
Yeah, I was worried about that at the end because we needed to have that interception in the end zone. I was really relieved. I didn't think to myself that I would be rooting for something like that at the end of the game when we were 21-0 up.
Yeah.
But it was just a relief in the end. And even just getting even running down the clock after the 2-minute warning with the ball, we didn't want them to get the ball back. So I'm not completely sold on us. It's 2 fucking scrappy wins so far, but they're divisional wins. And I think this week, we finally blow somebody out.
I think so too. I think this should be the rape game, and I would say they're favored by. I always want to say a high number, but I know it's not like really how things work. Because I would like to say 10, but hell, I would like to say fucking 13. But I don't think they will give them that in the. Vegas odds. I think they will say, I'll say 9.5.
It's 7.5.
See, I think that's a fucking good bet to take. You imagine they're going to only win by 7 points? There's no fucking way. I don't think Denver can score.
I think in the next 2 weeks, the 2 games that we have have a real chance to get to 4-0. I don't think the Eagles are good. I don't think the Eagles are good on the road, especially. And I think I don't know what the line's going to be next week. I think it'll be something like 3.5, 4 in our favor. But I think the next 2 weeks I'm going to top on Green Bay.
I would too. I mean, as much as I hate, but I think that's free money. I think they should fucking kill the fucking Broncos.
It'll be difficult to not make the playoffs from 4-0. But we are having this three home games in a row stint, so that has to be considered. But I mean, even on the road, like that's a difficult road game that we won.
I think
already.
I think our division is going to beat up on each other. I think that's the main what's going to happen. I think everyone's going to really split, other than Detroit. But meanwhile, then Detroit beats fucking the Chargers. So
Detroit should be 2-0. Like Detroit
really should be. They really should be.
If the coach wasn't a moron, like they should be 2-0. Detroit are next. They go to the Eagles. I like this spread as well. Like, I'm already being pulled back in with these numbers here.
God, I would say the Eagles got to be fucking favored in this by. God, you know what? I think they'll fuck with us, and it'll be 7.5 again.
No, it's under a touchdown.
Really?
It's 6. It's 6 points.
I take the Eagles on that. 6 points. The Eagles better at home. Shit, they better fucking beat them by a touchdown. But I know a guy who lives there.
They didn't cover against Washington, so that fucked me on the first day.
You know,
they're up by 12 and won by 5. And Kirk Cousins scored a fucking garbage time touchdown.
Yeah, so. I know a guy who lives there, and he says to me, I was like, oh, I think they'll be good. He goes, they suck. Because I said, oh, if they win this game, I win this. And he goes, nah, they'll lose by fucking 6. This was in the first quarter. I go, whoa, I guess you were wrong. They only lost by 4. But he said they'll have 6 wins this year. He goes, they barely beat a shitty fucking Washington team. And now they get beat by fucking Atlanta. He goes, I'm telling you, they're not any fucking good. I'm like, I'm starting to fucking believe him. And he said he doesn't like Wentz. They all hate Wentz, which is funny because I'd take Wentz in a fucking heartbeat. But he's fragile. He fucking breaks. We were talking about him getting hurt, and he got hurt as we talked about it. So I was like, wow, he's Mr. Glass. And that offensive line is bad. So that could be where that's coming from. There's a lot of guys hurt over there, but I would take the Eagles in this.
Yeah, I'll take the Eagles in this, but I like Dallas for their division overall, I think. Yeah. All right, so I'm just reading up on something. Someone sent me a baseball play, which is apparently an absolute certainty. So we'll see. It's the Padres and the Brewers tonight to go under the total of 9.
I wouldn't have a fucking clue.
No, me neither.
I just take what they say like they know.
Well, this is the person that said that the Yankees would get destroyed against the Dodgers, but the Yankees ended up winning by about 50. So I mean, it's normally good. All right, so the next one is the Chiefs and the Ravens. Chiefs are at home.
Oh boy, Chiefs and Ravens. It's hard with this Mahomes thing, and they're finally home for the first time. I think it should be fucking. It's got to be more than a touchdown. I'll go 7.5.
6.5.
Really? I'm going.
I feel. I'm going to just tell you straight up. I feel like betting every home team here, at this in the 6 o'clock games. So for you guys, 10 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just on every home team. I'm going to blindly bet every home team for $100.
Wow.
And see how many win. I would need to win. Oh Jesus, how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll be happy with 6.
So you're just going to go one by one? You're not parlaying them, obviously. You're just one by one-ing them.
No, I'm going to flat bet $800.
Oh my God.
And I mean, you get 4. You get 4. You've not lost that. You've not lost much. You lost a tiny. If you get 4 right, you lose like 4. If you go 4 and 4, you win like 4. You lose $40. I just can't see it. Like I'm looking at these first 3 that we've already done. I'm all over the home team, so I think the numbers are wrong.
Yeah, I mean that's the scary part. It's like, what do they know that we do not? Because it's that goofy.
The Ravens are the first good team that's come up. Was that I'm betting against them. That was the only. So it's getting scarier.
Yeah, I think it's. I don't think the defense is that great on this Ravens team. But Jackson's been really good, and and last year, remember, it was Baltimore beat them in Kansas City. So I think that's a little bit of a revenge game too. At the same time for Kansas City, so I would take the Chiefs.
Right. Up next, you got the Bengals going to the Bills.
Oh, God, you know what? Oof. This one I could see being very fucking iffy. I wouldn't touch this. I would say the Bills win. But I bet you the Bills are favored by 2.5. I don't even think it got to 3.
No, the Bills are 6-point favorites here.
Really?
Yeah.
It scares me because if the Bengals from week 1 show up and the Bills haven't been like setting the world on fire, it seems like they've almost barely pulled things out, you know?
They won easily last week in Giant Stadium.
Was it that? I mean, what was that final score? I don't know if it was. It caught on late, you know. But that's the Giants, though, and the Giants are fucking awful.
Wasn't it 28-14?
Yeah, it's. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's a fucking blow up, you know. I think it was pretty stuck for a while.
Yeah,
it was stuck for a while, though. You know, I'm like, they were close.
Yeah, the Giants scored first, and then Buffalo kind of destroyed them after that. So,
yeah.
But the Bills are 2-0, and I think they'll win this game easily.
Okay.
All right. Colts versus Atlanta in Indianapolis.
Colts versus Atlanta in Indy. Oh boy. Jesus Christ.
Indy haven't been home yet. So
yeah, they haven't been home. I don't know which Falcons team is fucking playing anymore. Oh my God. This is fucking rough. Jesus, this is a real fucking rough one. I'd say God, I want to almost say it's a fucking pick 'em.
Yeah, pretty much is.
Is it 1?
Yeah.
Oh God, boy, that is fucking.
It's gonna go to 1.5 soon though, because it's slightly leaning towards the Colts, the money. So I think it's got that weird price where it will move to 1.5 next. So
oh God, I guess I pick Colts just because they're home. I think they're so fucking even.
Yeah, last time they were at home. During the preseason, it was when Luck was booed for retiring. So this is the new quarterback comes home now. Let's go through these 9 o'clocks because the next 3 are straightforward. They just have bigger spreads. Vikings at home to the Raiders.
Vikings got to be favored by fucking 9.5.
No, they're favorite by 8.
Okay.
And yeah, I've told you I like covers here.
Mm-hmm.
Patriots at home to the Jets.
They have to be favored by. It's in the 20s, am I right?
Yeah.
23. It's gonna be 28, right?
It's not bad guess. It's 22.5. You need 23. You need 23 to win it. So,
my God, you know what? You should put money on. I bet you the Jets don't score a touchdown. It's going to be 3 weeks in a row. Nobody scores a touchdown on the fucking Patriots.
How incredible is that?
It would have to be an interception return. There's no other way. Or a fumble or something.
Yeah, I don't think they could. I could honestly see them scoring 0 like Miami did.
Oh, yeah. Very much. With a third-string quarterback now? Fuck.
So Miami are next, and they travel to Dallas.
Dallas is going to win by... I think they're favored by 14.5.
No, they're favored by 21.5 points.
My God. I told you. One team's going to go defeated and one team's going to go undefeated. Oh, my God. You imagine? They got to get a fucking rebate, right? The fans who got season tickets?
Who knows? I'm on Dallas and Patriots to cover these numbers though.
God. Okay. Go on to the next.
Jesus, I think the home trend sort of continues on the afternoon as well.
I have every home team I picked to win. Oh, outright
too.
at least, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so the next in the first evening game is the Giants going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Jesus Christ. This is man. I'll pick the Bucks only because they're at home.
Yeah, I think the number here is slightly too big. I
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I would say at the worst I would say it should be 3.5.
Yeah, I think it should be 4, but it's 6.5 points.
Ooh.
And last week I watched the game against Carolina, and Newton's finished. His arm is gone, and so I don't really know what the real score in that game would have been. But I'm a little bit skeptical about laying that many points. But I do think they'll win it.
The Bucks being at home, I think, almost helped. But I said though the Giants' only win this year will be against Miami.
Yeah. Yeah, you did say that. I remember because I asked you if they'd win the home. You thought they'd win the home game against Washington. Arizona at home to the Carolina Panthers.
This is a fucking tricky one. You know what? I'll say the fucking Cardinals win this game. And I'll say they're favored by fucking 1.5.
No, the Cardinals are getting 3 points here.
Ooh.
So the home team I agree with you with that opinion. Like the home team should win this, and they're getting points too. So
I think they're just going to hand off the whole fucking game though to McCaffrey. They have to.
The Cardinals are 2-0 this season ATS against the spread. So they've covered 2 spreads so far. They're a good betting team.
Okay.
So the Seahawks are at home to the Saints, and I don't think the Seahawks are good at all, even though they've won the first 2 games. But
Seahawks are at home. That's
without Breeze.
Yeah.
I don't.
Who's
the backup at
Teddy Bridgewater?
Okay.
But he's just not the same as he was. And you know what? And the Bears are going to get no Breeze as well, which I'm thrilled about. Like, thank God. And it still might fucking hurt them.
He's not playing until like week 9.
Yeah, it's 6 weeks out.
And even then, it's like, are you going to come back and be good straight away? So
yeah, you got a tendon that's torn. Fuck. I would say Seattle's favored by fucking 6.5.
No, they're favourite by 4, which means they're bettable. Which means they're bettable again. And this is going to be a 3-0 team. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's all on fucking Wilson. Like I was saying, he's running for his life. He was lucky to beat fucking Cincinnati. But them at home is a different fucking world. They're a different team.
So next up, and I think this is the only away team the road team that I like a little bit this weekend, is the Chargers and the Houston Texans. Chargers are at home.
Yeah, the Chargers have all those injuries, and that's tricky to me. I'm like, I don't like that. Boy. And you know the way that fucking Texans look though, I wouldn't bet this at all. God. And I mean the Chargers lost to a fucking goddamn Detroit. God, I think this is a pick'em.
It's you're getting 3.5 points with the Texans.
Texans are favored by 3.5.
No. You're getting 3.5 points. The Chargers are favorites at home by 3.5. That's why I said this is the only road team I like.
Yeah. Oh God, it scares me. Ah, God. You know what? I'll pick the Chargers.
Oh really? You're gonna take
just because they're at home. That's Yeah, I mean,
that's
fuck. You know what? I
So
probably won't
you've
bet
gone
the
for it.
fucking game, but
So that's my first road game. You still haven't taken a road team.
no, there's only going to be one road team. You know what? Fuck. No, there's going to be another road team in here too. I see it. I see it now.
Yeah, right at the last, as we get to the last two. So 49ers at home to the Steelers. You already know the spread here, I think. Did you not tell me
No,
earlier?
no, I don't know it.
Oh.
God, this is real fucking tricky too because of all this goofy stuff. I would say the Niners are favored by fucking 4.
No, 6.
See, I could see the Steelers fucking winning this. But it depends on that quarterback. Who the fuck knows if he throws 3 interceptions, you know?
But didn't he come on and play okay?
He
last
did.
week?
He did. And hopefully now he got a whole week under him, you know, this and that. But I don't know who the fuck, you know, and then they're going to throw crazy looks at him because the Niners defense is decent, you know. But without Ben in there, and the way they've looked, I have to pick the fucking 49ers.
Yeah. I mean, they're playoff contenders
Yeah.
now. All right, so here come the games. Sunday Night Football.
I think the Rams walk into Cleveland and smash them. I just don't think Cleveland is ready for this. I don't think Cleveland looked fucking great. I don't think Baker Mayfield looked fucking great yesterday against the Jets even. Like he looked serviceable. He didn't look like his special self. I think the Rams, but then again, did they blow their wad against the Saints and now they walk into Cleveland and get fucking, you know, punched in the mouth? I would pick the Rams, and I think the Rams are favored in this, and I think they're favored by fucking 7.5.
No, that's why you got to bet the Rams here. They're favored by 2.5 points.
Wow.
Basically, a pick 'em.
Yeah, totally take the fucking Rams on
Well,
that.
not quite, because we learned that with Chicago this week. I always think under 3, like just take the spread, but then, I always think if it's under 3, the spread doesn't matter. Just the 2.5.
Yeah, right.
1.5. And then I learned that big time at the weekend. But yeah, I'm on the Rams here. I don't think the Cleveland Browns are that good.
Okay.
But the division, that particular division, is totally up for grabs. So however bad they have looked thus far, I mean, I know they won yesterday and they're 1-1, and even if they lose this, Baltimore, I think, will lose to the Chiefs, and I still think they'll be 2-1, and the Browns will be 1-2. And you're not getting any contendership from the Steelers this season or the Bengals. So the Browns are still going to be in it up until probably the end, because I think Ravens are overrated. I don't think they're any better than a 10-6, maybe 9-7 team. So,
and how fucking bizarre is it that Pittsburgh signed or traded their first round pick for Mika Fitzpatrick for the fucking Dolphins when they'll probably have top 5 pick? Why would you fucking sign? Why would you do that? And you don't have a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean,
they must really think that fucking Randolph's gonna be fucking great. Rudolph Randolph, whatever the fuck his name is.
What happened to Lawrence Fishburne's son? Where did he go?
God, where is he? I think he's on fucking. God, I saw him too. Fucking, what was his name even? We called him Lawrence Fishburne kid.
I can't remember.
I think he was on Seattle for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't believe
he might be Cleveland, actually. I'm not sure.
Monday Night Football's the Bears game against Washington.
I think the Bears are probably favored by fucking 3.5.
That's close. They're favored by 4. I'm just reluctant to take them.
No kidding. I'm very.
Situation.
This will show me a lot about them because Redskins have a bad defense. So the first week, Mitch had to go against a very good defense by Packers. You say, okay, it's a good defense. Let's see, he had a rough time. Okay. Then you had Vic Fangio, who knows him better than any fucking person out there, and a good defense in Denver. So I say, okay, well, I try to, rationalize that, okay, that's probably, it's hard on that too. Now, if he doesn't light this fucking team on fire, then you go, uh-oh, he got a bad problem. If he lights them on fire, you go, well, against hard defense, he has a problem. And against a mediocre defense, he fucking lights people up. But if he doesn't if he's overthrowing people left and right and just making bad fucking shit moves, I think this is the do or die game right here for him. But I wouldn't, I wouldn't be looking to, there's a couple games I wouldn't want to put money on. Especially the first one of the week.
All right. That's it. We're done with the NFL. What was your favorite play out of the lot?
Oh, I love the Rams one. That jumped out of the fucking screen. Yeah, that's a fucking put everything you got on that one. And
a second week in a row, I'm going to play the Packers.
I like that one. I like the Vikings on the Raiders too.
What, the 8?
Yeah, I think they should win by more than that. The Vikings.
Yeah, I mean, weirdly, I even like the Patriots to cover 22.5 points.
You know what? Yeah, that one.
It sounds crazy.
It
but
does.
I think at halftime that's covered.
And see, the thing is, I thought the same with it was going to be like Miami. Okay, well, you put the pedal to the metal in the beginning, and now you take it easy. You run, you take the guys out, and they didn't. They just played normal, and it was all interceptions and shit. So it's like, well, if you run back one, you can't be like, well, sorry, we won't score. So I thought that was interesting. So, all right, there's your NFL this week. We've actually reached the end of our show. I could pick up interviewing you on the next time because I'm sure people will be interested. I would suggest people actually send in questions at Real Wrestlingus if they have questions that they want me to ask of your lifestyle.
What was the one that you said you wanted to ask?
It was about when you went out because God, I could literally have an hour interview with you without even fucking blinking, without having notes prepared. I could do this easily. We might have
just ask that one question.
Okay.
People,
it's
in case people don't listen to football and they only stay till the
to hear this
thing.
It was, what was your parents' reaction when you told them that you were going to be on Big Brother?
Oh yeah, that was it. I remember that, and I asked you, is this an interview? There's no. I didn't tell them I was going into Big Brother. Like I told them I was going. I got far in Big Brother because they sent me down to France, and because they send the last few people down to France, and I think at that point it was like, is he gonna get it? No one was really trying to blow it out of proportion. And then once I got told I was going in, I didn't speak to them again until I got out. That's kind of how the process works.
So you're not kind of close with them at all, though. It's not like they'd be like, I haven't heard from my son in a long time.
No, not really. And in addition to that, with that whole Big Brother thing, I think nobody really got to phone home and say, we're in. The information you got sent away, and then the information about being in came to you whilst you were away. So I think my parents would have been told by the producers and whatnot at the same time I was told. So there's never within that process, you don't tell your family that you're in. The show tell the family that you're in, and they tell you that you're in.
Huh? That's freaking interesting.
But I mean, even as I was going through the audition process, at the time they were already like, I'm very happy that I'd taken this this year out anyway, where I wasn't. I'd kind of lost interest in uni, and the last year wasn't that good, and I was kind of fucking around with a few things, and I didn't want a career in what my degree was in and all that kind of stuff. So they were kind of and I think they were divorcing. They just divorced a year before anyway, and they were pretty disinterested for the last. I think they did their parenting up until the one thing I don't want to do is my dad did the parenting where he provided the money, and my mum decided on what we would get.
Mm-hmm.
So he wasn't there. But he put the roof over, and whatever we needed, he would just give her the money. And then they both then completely checked out once we got to the survival age of where it's like we still got money and stuff, but there wasn't too many conversations about what do you want to be, what do you want to do. Like mine was like around about 14, 15, and then my brother's was slightly younger because a lot of the stuff that I was doing with him, I would do it. A lot of the stuff he was doing, he would kind of come to me for it because at the time, like I was, a couple of years older and whatnot. So if there's I would get left with him on the summer holidays and stuff, and I would take him on the bus, or I would take him out, or I'd stay home with him, or play computers with him, whatever. So once I got old enough, they pretty much checked out on us collectively. Not checked out in terms of like just ignored us, but checked out in terms of really trying to like tell you off or lead you in a certain direction or whatever. And that's one thing. I don't think you're old enough to do that, because I think especially boys, I think if you're too young to just fucking turn around and go, oh, I can be what I want then. It's like, no, like you gotta like weigh up you gotta like bounce your options off an older person, I think. Otherwise you do end up in this I mean, like I said, I've lucked out because like I have enough money in the background, and I've been successful in the things that I've done. Like, I mean, the most watched wrestling match in the history of the UK is not fucking anything to do with WWE. It's my match. The most watched porn series in this country is not some porn producer that's produced, 60 series. It's I done 2 series, and one of them is the most watched ever. So the stuff I've done has made money, and it's been successful. But the thing is, at the end of the day, my brother has just done did a thing for MTV. He was handed over $500,000 by these Saudis, and he's about to buy an even bigger house. And I think that's what they prefer. And whereas they kind of see me as, oh, that's the fuck up kid that we've got. But the thing is at the same time, like I said, I'm still going away 7 or 8 times a year on holiday, and I'm paying my rent, and my car is nice and whatever. But they don't give a fuck about that, because it's not the conventional way.
It's not the proper,
No, it's not the proper way. So they don't really have any respect for it. So, but the thing is that like I don't put that. I'm not trying to pass the blame onto it. I don't want to be like, oh, it's my parents' fault or whatever, because I'm quite happy with where I'm at. But the thing is that I will make sure that I'm providing the advice to my kid until he's at least 21, because I honestly don't think that you know what you're doing.
Oh, by far. I don't think you know until you're in your 30s.
No, you don't. You don't like there's things that I look back on now and think, I mean, it's important to like lay the foundation to have something to like go back to. And that's the one problem that I have, because the degree I have in is quite a young person's thing. Like I can't go and be a personal trainer now unless I got into like some insane shape. And the thing is that the evolution of that qualification is so bad that like you can now go and get the same qualification that I've got, or a gym will take you on to become a personal trainer with just 3 months training and a qualification in a what's called a level 4 personal training qualification. And it's not specific, whereas back when I did it, because I'm old, nearly as old as you, we had to actually go and get a degree to be a personal trainer, and you had to specialize in sports science and the anatomy and the heart and all this other bullshit stuff, which is actually nothing to do with training. Now fast forward into the current time, they've cut through all that, and it's like you can be a personal trainer and you don't even need to know how the heart works. You don't even need to know where it is. Like, you just need to know how to build muscle and how to lose fat, and basically that's it. Like you're good to go. So,
I can't tell you how many fatzos I see at the gym too that are trainers. I'm like, fucking, you're gonna stand there and eat a fucking pizza while they talk to the person.
Because it's so easy. You just need the 2,000 up front to go on the course. That's it. Pass it.
I'm gonna have this discussion on my show, and I'm gonna ask everybody to do a vote. And I'm going to say, what would they like as a special? We're going to put this on a side somewhere. Do they want a fireside chat with Billy for an hour where I interview you about anything and everything, and I'll get into everything? Or do we do a watch along with the fucking porno you did? I have genius ideas, I tell you. Hell, we might do both. Oh my God, that'd be fucking so good. We do a FaceTime, and we watch your porno, and then I could do a fucking fireside chat. We might have this be a Christmas special. It's a Christmas miracle.
Yeah, I mean, you have to track down, I believe it's like 10, 11 episodes or so. But
we'll find it. All right. Well, there's your man show this week. chime in. Let us know at Real Wrestling is what you would like, if you would like this special or not, if that trips your trigger or not. And
there will be a guest back next week. We will be getting a girl on next week. We haven't done that yet. We did talk about it at the start, but we're kind of just finding our feet with it because first week I think it was essential to do a proper NFL preview. Week 2 it just made sense to get Nick on because I was right there with him, and it was good to have that like catch up. This show, I admit, has kind of caught me off guard because it's coming to the end of my traveling, but I think it was fine. Like this is what the show is, and
it is.
If there's a girl tagging along with us for half of it, that's fine too.
And when Billy gets the girl on the show, I'm going to say, stand aside, Billy. Stand aside. Let me take care of this interview. Because as soon as you sent me a picture of her, I wrote 50 questions. I have a whole list.
Off the porn star, Jennifer Keelings.
Whoever the hell she was, whoever you sent the picture, I had 5,000 fucking... I have a list. I'm ready. It was all right off the top of my head. Bang. It's done. So...
You know, it's funny because I thought when we started the show today, I didn't have too many things down on my notes and wondered how we'd fill out the time.
Oh, God.
The thing is that I've only covered the one thing. I wanted to talk to you about this neutral and fluid gender thing that's going on at the moment, but we'll save it. We'll start next week because it actually gives you time to watch a couple of ridiculous videos that I came across this week. So
literally,
there's this one of the this couple are literally raising their child. They're not letting anyone else know the gender, and they're asking the grandparents to refer to it as them, as a them.
No, I prefer it because it's more insulting.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You're not allowed to say it because it's offensive. And like they said, she had to teach her mother about them and they.
We're 5 years away from people coming up with a neutral word. A brand new word will come out. I guarantee you. And that's what's going to be starting to go on. So, well, that's it for the Man Show. We will talk to you next week. Same man time, same man channel. I'm Cav. He's Billy. We're out of here.